Hi, I'm Nick from Tabletop Duo, and today you will learn how to play Sea, Salt and Paper. Setup. Shuffle the cards and place them face down in the center of play. Reveal the first 2 cards and place them face up near the deck to form 2 discard piles. And now you're ready to learn how to play. The object of the game is to get the most points over multiple rounds by carefully choosing the cards that will give the most points for each round. Choose a player to start. On your turn, you must add a card to your hands in one of 2 ways. Either take the 2 first cards from the deck, look at the 2 cards, place one on your hand and discard the other card on the discard pile of your choice. Note that if one discard pile is empty, you must place the discarded card on that pile, or take the card on top of one of the 2 discard piles. Only the top cards can be picked. Then it's the end of your turn and play continues with the next player in clockwise order. Once you finish picking a card from either one of the 2 ways and you have dual cards, you can play them to trigger their effects. To do so, place the dual cards face up in front of you. If you play a pair of crabs, choose a discard pile, pick a card from it and add it to your hand. If you play a pair of boats, you immediately take another turn. If you play a pair of fish, add the top card from the deck to your hand. And if you play a combination of swimmer and shark cards, you can steal a random card from a player and add it to your hand. As you add cards to your hand or play card duos, you are accumulating points as follows. Each card duo mentioned previously is worth 1 point, whether the cards have been played or not. The mermaid card gives 1 point for each card of the color the player has the most of. For example, this player has a mermaid. The color they have the most both in play and in hands is purple, with 4 cards, therefore they have 4 points. Note that if you have multiple mermaids, the same color cannot be counted for more than 1 mermaid card. If you collect shell, octopus, penguin and sailor cards, they are worth this number of points depending on how many you have. For example, this player has 4 shells and 2 octopus cards. 4 shells are worth 6 points, while 2 octopus are worth 3 points, which brings the player to a total of 9 points. There are also point multiplier cards. The lighthouse gives 1 extra point per boat card. The shoal of fish gives 1 extra point per fish card. The penguin colony gives 2 points per penguin card. And the captain gives 3 points for each sailor card. Note that these point multiplier cards do not count as boat, fish, penguin or sailor cards. For example, this player has 2 boats and 2 penguins. The duo of boats is worth 1 point. Because they have the lighthouse, each boat gets plus 1 point. They have 2 penguins which are worth 3 points. Because they have a penguin colony, each penguin gets plus 2 points. This brings the player to a total of 10 points. Whenever a player reaches 7 points or more, by counting the points both in their hands and in play, they can decide to end the round. When a player triggers the end of the round, they reveal their hand of cards and must announce stop or last chance. If they say stop, all players reveal their hands and score the points on their cards. Then the round ends. That's the way to play it safe. If they say last chance, the other players take an extra turn and then reveal their hand. Note that during this extra turn, players are protected from dual cards that may steal cards. If the player that said last chance scored more points than the other players, they score an extra plus 1 point per card of the color that they have the most of besides the points for their cards, but the other players only score their color bonus. If the player that said last chance scored less points than the other players, they score only the color bonus and their opponents score points for their cards. For example, player A said last chance. They have 2 pairs of crabs totalizing 2 points, 3 shells totalizing 4 points, and a mermaid which grants plus 1 point per card with the color the player has the most, which gives an extra 4 points, totalizing 10 points. The other players play an extra turn, but they have less points than player A in the round. Therefore, player A scored 10 points, plus 4 points, 1 per card of the color they have the most of, totalizing 14 points. The opponent who lost gets just 1 point per card of the color they have the most of. Once you finished scoring, take note of the total and start a new round. The winner is the player that reaches or exceeds the following number of points over multiple rounds. A player can also win the game if they have all 4 mermaids in hands. And that's how you play the card game Sea, Salt and Paper. I hope you liked this tutorial. If so, hit the like button and subscribe to receive our latest how to play video updates. See you next time.